Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. This is so cool. I'll address the Britney Spears headset first off. The thing is, there's so many comedians now doing comedy, and you have to stand out. And I really like performing. I like using my arms and stuff. So I think the headset helps me with that. That's why I do it. And it's working, because I'm getting a bit of a reputation on the comedy circuit for being very handsy. It's cool, man. I'm always weird starting these things. I never really know how to start. Because really, I just want you to like me. That's... Okay, that's what I do. That's why I always perform. That's why I like performing, because then people are more likely to enjoy your company. Like when I went on dates, I would never be myself because I wanted the date to go well. So I'd always be whatever version of myself I thought that person would like. And it works, man. The dates went great, man. You ever sat on a date and you're looking at the person opposite you and you just think, this person's having such a great date right now. Once again, Ali, you're a delight. I go back to my friends, they're like, how was it? I go, well, I smashed it, to be honest. And what was she like? I hope grateful. I realize it's just an insecurity thing, that's all that is. I'm very scared of people getting to know the real me, because what if they reject me, the real version of me? That's horrible, man. It's awful, getting turned down, we've all had it. But I don't think we talk enough about the worst part about getting rejected, which for me, is that you just have to be chill. You just have to accept their decision. Doesn't go to VAR. Can't take them to small claims court. Nothing happens. You ever had a crush on someone? It's horrible. All day you're thinking of them. You wake up, you're thinking about them. You go to sleep, you're thinking about them. Your friends are getting annoyed. Like, you just got to go for it, man. And one day you do go for it. You pluck up the courage, you see them. Here they are. This is it. Deep breath, Sonny. Here we go. I just think we could be really great together. And they go, oh, no. And the only option you're left with is to be like, literally no worries. What? I got rejected a lot when I was a teenager. I had what was known as delayed puberty. I won't go into the science of that. Long and short of it is everything you want long, it's very short. I was 17, I looked 12, and none of the 17-year-old girls wanted to get with me. You know what? Fair enough. I looked 12. People always say paedophilia is a big problem in this country. Wasn't for me. I would have welcomed it. I mean, this little cherub just want to get laid. Why can't I hear those 4 magic words? Get in the van. My mum, bless her, she wanted to help me. It's what she did. One day she just took me to a hospital in North London to see if they could do anything. Right? The way they diagnose delayed puberty is first they have to get the hottest nurse in North London. She's the only one who can do it. She floats in looking like a movie star, this angelic noise behind her. Turns out someone's heart monitor failed. She looked at me, she goes, she took me behind this little screen, she goes to me, pop your trousers off. For a minute, 17-year-old me was like, is the porn truth? But no, she wasn't into my little boy dick. She was much more intrigued by what was going on underneath. Well, more importantly, the 2 things underneath. Guys, I had a woman hold my balls before I'd kissed a girl. Now call me old-fashioned. I didn't think that's how it would go. Sometimes I feel like I lost my virginity to the NHS. I call them up to remember me. What do you mean you're busy? This was always the problem. My balls were so weird and small. She started getting consultants in. Thank you, a few people reacting. She started getting consultants in to look at my tiny prepubescent grapes. How are you not reacting to that? Sitting there looking at me like, yeah, we've all done that. What the fuck are you talking about? She assembled North London's finest penis experts. I think they call them dickheads. And remember there was this bloke at the end. He was like, that is a 7-year-old boy's cock, for sure. She went, how do you know? He's like, She's going to go back to the van if I'm sorry. She was nice, the nurse. She was lovely. She goes, you know, we can help you. But first I need to know, is this causing you distress? She's like, say yeah. We can underline this onto mental health. Start experimenting. And before I said anything, my mum jumped in. Oh, my mum's still there. My mum's been there the whole time. She's been on the phone to her friend Lindsay, watching the whole occasion. Oh, he's got tiny balls, yeah, we've had to come in for that. Oh, he's taking a wee cork as well. She jumps in. You think this isn't causing the wee man distress? Look at him, he looks like Ed Sheeran Pinocchio. That's my mum, by the way. That's how she sounds, that's how she speaks. She says whatever she wants. Well, at Christmas, we're all sitting there, the whole family. She's the last to enter. This is what she says. This is how she opens the conversation, completely out of context. She walks in, she goes, you know, I've been reading about autism, and I think that's what I've got. And then she points to my sister and goes, and I think you've got it as well. And my sister's just sitting there trying to avoid eye contact. Suspicious. That's my mum's love language, is walking around playing Pun the Family Member on the Spectrum. And your uncle, he's got schizophrenia. I've not even got an uncle. Who's she talking about? That's what happens when you get old, parents, man. I mean, my dad, he's 71. So now he says whatever he wants. The other day, me and him were on a train. One of those people comes down the train. She's just doing her job. She goes, any tea, any coffee? He's like, oh, go on then, you temptress. What are you doing? No one said that word for 136 years. What is this, harassment on the Orient Express? I had to slap him, shove your tetley's not blowjob. Calm down, old man. It's weird having old parents. It's very weird. It's sad as well. It's like having an old dog. You're like, oh, I love you so much, but the smell. Because I never live in the moment. That's me. I'm always thinking about the next catastrophe. That's how my brain works. And so now when I see them, my old parents, I just think, fuck, you're going to die. Like, that's all I think. Horrible thought. Generally, one of the last times I cried, I was in the shower. Nothing happened. There was a health scare. I just thought, oh my God, one day I'm going to have to live without my parents. I couldn't believe it. I was getting anxious. I briefly put out the thought of, well, I could get a house. Surely the 4-bed, semi-detached house in North London would make up for the, you know? No. It was horrible. I was anxious. I was like, how can I live without them? I love them so much. How could I live without them? I couldn't believe it. I was spiraling. I was getting tears streaming down my face. But what's weird is I could have all that going on in my head. At the same time, my phone could ring. I see it's my mum. And I'm like, oh, what does she want? Does that make any sense at all? Like, I want to create more cherished memories of my parents, but I don't really want to be there. I'm always thinking about the next thing, man. Even with the puberty. That got sorted, by the way, the puberty. But some of you look at me, what a handsome 15-year-old boy he is. Now, this is how they did it. They sorted me out. This is how they kickstarted puberty for me. Genuinely, I got testosterone shots on the NHS. I was living the trans dream. That's how easy it was in the 10s, before the culture wars. We helped each other, right? You could walk into your local hospital, I want a bigger dick. They're like, let's juice you up, baby, and that was it. And it was amazing how quickly it worked. Oh my God, I suddenly became a man overnight. I suddenly got facial hair, started getting pubes, my voice got deeper. I started getting paid more. I grew 6 inches in a year, and I got taller as well. I think I am quite an anxious person. I think I'm always thinking about the next thing. I never really appreciate what's happening in the now. And my girlfriend's great for helping me with this. She's also my girlfriend. Generally, one of the best things that's ever happened to me. We met a few years ago at a comedy club. She was working at the club. I was down to perform, and we were chatting before, and it was going really well, and she was really cute. It meant when I went on stage, I was like, I really want to do well, because like, I want to impress her. You know, like, obviously, we've not got any fitties in tonight. But if we did, bang, bang, bang. Obviously, it's a crowd of great personalities. That's, you know, such a big room. You'd just be surprised. But gig went well. I came off, and afterwards, we were chatting more. It was going great, man, honestly. And that meant a lot to me, because at that time in my life, I was going through quite a difficult patch. I was doing dry January. But we were having a laugh. I stayed till the end of the show, and we ended up leaving together because it turned out we lived near each other, or at least that's what I told her. And so together, we got the night bus, sober. I didn't think that was even allowed. I thought the night bus was this magical Harry Potter bus that picked up crackheads. I didn't realize you could walk on in a straight line. So we're sitting there, the two of us were surrounded by chaos. And we're just having the best time. She's so intelligent, she's really witty, she's funny, she's cute, she's passionate. It was awesome. And that was quite weird for me because genuinely, I was going so far away from where I live. But I was scared to ask her out because I'd never been in a relationship before at that time. I was 28. I had massive relationship anxiety. I was so scared of the future. I was always like, what's the point of getting in a relationship? It will just end in catastrophe. Didn't ask her out. I got off the bus and I couldn't stop smiling, man. I was grinning for like 20 minutes while I waited for my actual bus to arrive. And the next day I was having lunch with my friend and I was telling her about this girl I really liked. And she started giving me advice. And you know that friend, they'll give you advice, but you're never going to take their advice, you know what I mean? Like, let's see what the hurricane has to think on this one. Why don't you just call them at 3 a.m. and shag their best mate? Thank you so much for that nugget. But she actually said this really profound thing. She goes, well, Ali, you're focusing on the negatives. Would you regret it if you don't ask her out? So smart. That should be on a pillow or something, man. Like, that is, like, I want that above a pink bed in Essex. That's... I didn't think about what I'd be missing out on. And so the next week, I was booked in at this club, and she was working there, and I was like, I've just got to go for it. This is it. Like, I would regret it if I didn't. So she was working there. I went right up to her, asked her out. She was like, oh, no! She said yes, and we went on our first date that weekend. We just went for coffee, because it turns out dry January is the whole of January. So we're sitting there having this coffee, chatting, time's flying by. It flies by so quickly. She's super late to her next thing. She's supposed to go to hockey, and she's messaging me afterwards like, oh my God, it was so embarrassing. I almost missed the start of the game. And it's so weird as well, because I'm just not normally like that. And now I know her better. I know that is a complete lie. She is late to everything. Never had a period on time, and I think we can agree that's stressful for both of us. She's one of these horrible people, they're probably in the room with us, who do live in the moment. The train doesn't leave in the moment, the train leaves at 5:13, we need to go. Although, to be fair, British Rail does kind of leave whenever it wants, you know what I mean? The timetable's more of a horoscope. But it makes for a very compatible relationship with very different people. I'll give you an example, right? So she's not actually from the UK, my girlfriend, she's Irish, and I'm not going to tell you where in Ireland because I'll be doing an impression of her, and wherever you think that is, sure, that's where she's from. I don't care if it's Mumbai, go for it, that's an island, right? So it's great dating an Irish person. Honestly, I love it because I never have to speak. We met 2.5 years ago. She still doesn't know I'm English. I haven't said enough. The other day she was talking. In the middle of a sentence, she just went, what was that? Sorry, I forgot to breathe. Because she's not from the UK, it meant that anytime I gig outside of London, she'd want to come with to the gig because she thought it was exotic to explore Glossop. Now, I know a lot of you might never have been to Glossop. Don't worry about it. Here's what Glossop's like. All right, close your eyes. That's Glossop. And it's nothing personal against Glossop. I'm sure it's a lovely place to die. I just think it's not a great weekend away. So I was supposed to be doing a gig up in Glossop. It got cancelled because there's no one there. So now, me and my new girlfriend are just having one night in Glossop. It was awful, just walking around, nothing to do. We finally find a restaurant. I'm like, okay, at least we can get dinner. We go into this restaurant. It's completely empty, like the rest of Glossop. I'm kind of thinking this is a bit nice, you know, this is a bit romantic. It looks like I booked out the whole restaurant, because restaurants in London are very busy because they're good. So go into this restaurant completely empty. There's one guy serving. I go, hey, mate, can we grab a table for two? And he goes, no. Hey, dude, just wondering if we could grab one of your tables here for two. I'd love to, mate. But the screen says we've got no tables. But your restaurant says you've got loads. And this is why I hate Glossop. Because there's no alternative. You're just stuck here at the restaurant. We can't go to the French bistro next door. This is it. There's nothing going on. This is awful. And people in Glossop probably love this. They probably dine out on this story for a couple months. Oh, we went into a restaurant. There was no one there. We couldn't even get seated. Who the fuck would tell a story that boring years later? I'm so pissed off, but I can't really say that to this man. So I just go, okay, and he goes, come back in 20 minutes. I'll see what I can do. So we go back out to Glossop. It starts raining, of course it does. My girlfriend, she suggests getting cans, because you know these Irish, blah, 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 blah. We get cans of lager. We're out in the rain drinking cans of lager. And there's something about drinking cans of lager in the rain that does something to your fucking head. Drinking cans in the sun is a bit exotic. Like, whoa, you know, drinking cans with the British rain pouring down on you. You're just like, yeah, this is where it was all heading. This is where it was. You know, I just see families walking past, and your future, you know. I'm at head sparring. I'm like, this is so fucked. I've completely fucked this relationship. She's not going to want to be with me. This is awful. What a disaster. She thinks she's going to be swept off to some places like Ibiza, but instead she's in Glossop. This is when I realised I'm fucking Glossop. As soon as you get to know me, you realise it's shit. She realises I've got small balls. This is it. I look to my left to see the damage, and she is smiling. Isn't this so romantic? Just having cans outside in Glossop, of all places. I'm thinking, you're a fucking idiot. This is what's great about these in-the-moment people, and it makes for a very compatible relationship. One person in the moment, one person out of the moment. That's a great relationship. You need one person who makes sure you get places on time, and the other person who's happy. You need someone who books things for you to do on the weekend, and the other one who enjoys it. Oh, this is great, how do we get here? Because I fucking booked tickets is how we got here. She's awesome. And I want to be a good boyfriend. It's my first time being a boyfriend. I want to be a good one. So what I've got is, I've got this little list on my phone. Anytime she says she likes something, I put it in the list, right? Yes, very impressive. But that's what I've realized a long-term relationship is about. It's about data. Yeah. Because an argument is coming, so you better be ready. So, everything she likes goes in the list. Harry Potter in the list. Classic. Of course she loves that shit. She's a white millennial woman. Giraffes. I don't know what I'm going to do with that information. But those long-necked bastards there. Here's one. She loves it when I look in her eyes while she's talking instead of looking at my fucking list. But now that's in the list. 2 steps ahead. Here's one I didn't think I'd have to write down because it seems so obvious. Sex. She fucking loves it, the horny dog. She's way hornier than me. I never thought that would be an issue. When I was a teenage boy in this department, I was confident. I was there on the playground with the other lads. Think about me, boys. I need to have sex every day because I'm a machine. I was a virgin, by the way. As we've established, didn't even have balls. I was there with the boys. I need to have sex every day because I'm a machine. I need to have sex every day. But when you're faced with that reality, every day, horrifying. I have no problem with the fact she wants to have sex all the time. The problem is she always wants it to be good. I'm not bad in bed, but I've got like one good one in me a week. I need time, I need prep, I need to stretch off. One night she wanted to have sex straight after a curry. That's illegal. We tried, it was awful. She's on our bellies slapping against each other. She's on top, I'm holding in a fart. It's embarrassing. You ever get that burp after eating? There's just heat, you know? She's like, kiss me. I'm like, you don't want seconds, believe me. Instead of let out her ear. She thinks it's hot, I know it's spicy. You ever run out of breath during sex? It's demoralizing, just sweating back there. She's like, you can go harder. Can I, really? She wants a break. I want a nap. This is what I want. Giving yourself a pep talk in the mirror. Why'd you get rice and naan, you idiot? What are you up there? That's why I need the hands. She's the first person I've ever said I love you to. Don't get about 20 people in a 1,000-seater theatre who thought that was nice. Other people are just like, I hope there's more curry sex jokes coming along. Big moment for me. Never said I love you to anyone, never even got close. It was lovely. It was in 2022, it was at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. If you don't know what the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is, it's a month-long arts festival that happens in Edinburgh. A lot of comedians they take their own shows to the Fringe. In 2022, I took my first ever show to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, got 5-star reviews, completely sold out. It's not important to the story, I think it's just good you know the context. Yeah, I should have charged you more. And she came up to visit for a few days. And it was going to be great. I was looking forward to it. It was exciting. Couldn't wait to see her. We'd been missing each other. But we were arguing when she came up. Because I didn't realize what you're supposed to do in a relationship. When you go out together, you're supposed to like keep talking to your partner. Like I thought you just partied and like, it's like a Tamagotchi. You got to keep coming back. Because I thought the whole point of going out together was to mine from other people stuff that you could later bitch about with each other. Because who are we going to bitch about later? Me? I don't want that, you know. But she was getting annoyed because she felt like she was being neglected, and we argued, and then we went back to my flat, we continued arguing, and in the morning I realized I'd been an asshole, and so I thought, right, how can I help this? So I got outside, she was still sleeping, I left, I looked at my list, I was like, giraffes, still can't do anything with that right now. But also on the list is pastries. Oh, we both fucking love pastries, man. Pain au chocolat, you flaky temptress. So I went out, I got us all these pastries, I brought them back, I laid them out on the table. I wasn't gonna wake her up because in the morning she's violent. No? It's cute, but like fist is still a fist. So I'm sitting there with the pastries, waiting for her to wake up, knowing that she's gonna see me, that I've thought of her. It's gonna be great. But when you're alone with the pastries, the croissant, he starts talking to you. Go on, Ali. Treat yourself. You've been such a good boyfriend. No croissant, it wouldn't be right. But she doesn't know how many you bought. Well, I guess one wouldn't hurt. I pick up one of the pastries, I start eating it. As soon as it goes in my mouth, the door flies open. First thing she sees after being neglected is me having breakfast on my own. She thinks I've heard what she said and thought, I'll treat myself to a continental. She starts saying, this is actually what I was talking about, you never include me. I've got maple pecan in my mouth, I'm doing all this for you. That is when I realized I loved her. Because I never got to this point in a relationship before. I always thought if you argued with someone, it meant you were incompatible. I've realized that's not the case. An occasional argument in a relationship, it's a good thing. It means you're passionate, it means you still want to work things out, you still want to be there, you're trying to get through something. The real problem is when the arguing stops. And I didn't want to say I love her then, though, because I had pastries to finish. So I waited till our last night in Edinburgh, her last night in Edinburgh, and it was very romantic. It was 4 a.m. and we were sharing a kebab. I don't know why all our important moments happen around junk food. We just like eating. I don't know we're going to get married at Domino's. And that's what I now pronounce you 2 for 1. She's given away by Papa John himself. Sitting there sharing this kebab. And I was making her laugh. I was crushing it. And as a joke, I went, "That's why you love me." And she said, "I do love you." Incredible moment. I never had that happen to me before. She didn't have a version of me. She knew the real me. And she loved me for it. First time anyone's ever said that. It was incredible. And I knew I loved her as well. I just remember looking at her and she just looked different. I remember her eyes were brighter than they've ever been. Her smile was cuter than I've ever seen it. I just remember the garlic sauce dribbling down her chin. And I thought, this is a woman I want to share my kebabs with. It was a perfect moment. Everything coming together. I was in love. I was doing comedy. Donna meat. Can the straight white middle class man have it all? Maybe. It was so beautiful, I almost forgot we were in a kebab shop. Until this drunk Glaswegian guy came over. "That was fucking amazing what you guys just did there." You've got big hands. You hold on to her, right? You hold on. I lost my wife. Is she dead? No! She's here. Falling in love, it's the best. They should write some songs about it, Jim. I've never had it before, this incredible connection, this roller coaster of feeling. Falling in love is the best. Being in love. It's more like a job. Oh, and it's a great job, don't get me wrong, but there's no promotion, that's it. Our relationship has changed. Not for the worse, I just think that's how things go. I think it's changed, like her libido slowed down, thank God. I was getting dehydrated. But that was weird for me. The first time that happened, I wanted to have sex and she didn't. Look, fair enough. She just looked at me, she's like, "I don't want to have sex. I just don't feel sexy." I don't think I've ever. Rejected sex because I don't feel sexy? If that was the case, I would never have had sex. I don't think I've ever felt sexy. Like, I've never hopped out of the shower, caught a glimpse of my pale, hairy, ginger body and thought, well. She is a lucky girl, isn't she? Not even during sex do I feel sexy, I feel grateful. Sometimes I might start feeling it a little bit. I look up in the mirror, oh my God. I'm so pale, it looks like I'm haunting her. Paranormal shag activity going on there. She's going, oh, I'm going, woo. I go down on her by climbing out of the TV first. Relationship changes, man. Couples will know this. Your responsibilities change. Sometimes your partner, they'll be a bit quiet, they'll be a bit off. And that's your responsibility as their partner to go, "You okay? Do you want to talk about something? You seem a bit off." Or you just leave it. And this happens to us. I remember when it first happened, she came back from Ireland, she was being super quiet. She hadn't said anything for like 2 minutes. And so I did the right thing. I was like, "You okay? Do you want to talk about something? You seem a bit off." She immediately burst into tears. I was like, fuck, shouldn't say anything. And she starts telling me, she's opening up, she's like, "Well, I was in Ireland and sometimes I don't know why I'm in London because, I love you and I want to be here for you, but then I don't love my job and I don't love where I live, so I just think maybe I shouldn't be here, maybe I should travel. I don't. And the way my brain works, guys, I'm never appreciating what's happening in the moment. I'm always just thinking about the next catastrophe. So I didn't hear anything about how much she loves me, how much she would want to stay in a city just because I'm there. All I heard was, this is it, Ali. She's realized you have small balls. I thought, this is it. I'm getting rejected. She knows the real me. She's rejected me. This is it. And so I think, how could I deal with that? So I'm like, okay, fine. So we have a hug and I go, okay, it's okay, no worries. I guess we should break up. I'm pushing all my feelings down and just being super logical. It just makes sense. It doesn't matter that we love each other and want to be with each other. It just makes logical sense. You should be with someone who wants to travel. I should be with someone who wants to be in London. Yeah, it's just the train's leaving. We need to go. 30 minutes. That's all it takes for me to convince her that it doesn't matter, that right now we love each other, that it makes sense for us to break up. When I leave her flat and the door closes behind me, and that's when it sinks in what I've just done. That this is the last time I'm ever going to leave this flat. And I start crying. And it's not the stoic single man at war tear. I'm talking the ugly, that one with the... You can't stop that for anything, man. Someone's trying to talk to you. What happens? Are you okay? What's going on? Yeah, that was that. And I'm a millennial man as well, so I've got a lot of entrenched homophobia in me. So I've got a very confusing relationship on my own tears. Start crying, I just hear this little annoying year 9 voice in my head. You know what, stop those tears, a cock in your mouth. So with that going on as well. Running home. I get into my flat, I slam the door. First thing I do, I think, how can I get ahead of this? How can I start getting over her? I message all my friends. I tell them, we're broken up. This is why. I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone for 2 days. I message all my friends. I throw my phone on the other side of the room. And I'm raging. I can't believe what I've done. I can't believe that I've just let this person go. The first person to ever love me. I've just let them go because I can't ever allow myself to be happy. There's this voice in the corner. We're stronger without her. Not now, Cosson. You know nothing of love. I'm just raging. I can't believe what I've done. How do I keep getting in my own way? All I know is I love her. Why do I even worry about the future? All I know right now is I love her and I want to be with her. And the next morning, I'm still thinking all this. And I think, fuck it. I'm going to change. Do you know you can just do that? I think they call it like grow. Having lost her, it made me realize that there's no reason why I can't live in the moment. I can be late. Because all I know right now is I love her, she loves me, we're both in this city, I don't want to date anyone else. And so I message her all that. And it's one of those messages that you reread 84 times, you get 7 separate invigilators to have a look at it, and you're Googling, like, what is a semicolon? Like, that's the... And you send it and you think, that is the perfect crafted message. Never a message has been sent better than that. And they don't reply after 7 seconds. You think that was the most stupid message anyone could ever send. Because now, I'm just waiting. An hour goes past. Nothing. 2 hours go past. You're going to hate this. 3 hours go past. And I don't know if she's even seen the message or not, because she doesn't have her read receipts on WhatsApp. She doesn't have blue ticks. Yeah, because that's the thing about people who live in the moment. They don't like stuff like accountability. The world is divided between people who have their blue ticks on WhatsApp and their blue ticks off. And older people who are just now finding out you can do that. I have my blue ticks on. I'm a blue ticker. Does that make me better than you? Yes, it does. Whenever I message someone else and they have their blue ticks on, I think, oh good, an adult. And whenever I message someone who has their blue ticks off, I think, oh, I can't wait to find out what sort of mental illness you have. It's probably anxiety, but we don't know for sure. Yeah, it could be a fear of blue, maybe. I see a poster for the film Avatar. Eventually, my phone buzzes, and it's her. And she's messaged me back, and she said, I feel the same. Can we talk? And for a moment, I consider leaving her on red for a bit. But I don't. I run over to hers. She opens the door. I see her, and I melt. And I'm just apologizing. I'm like, you know how stupid I am. We should be together. I love you. You love me. It doesn't matter what else is going on. We should be in this moment together. We should just be with each other. She's agreeing. She's like, I don't know why we did that. I love you. You love me. We should be together. We're hugging. We're kissing. We're crying. We have a curry. You know what I mean? And we get back together. And oh my God, guys, that was an amazing experience for me. That's the first time ever I've made a big life decision, not based on worrying about the future, just based on how I feel in the moment. It was incredible. But it was hard messaging all those friends again. Great news, everyone. Not as hard, to be fair, as them having to backtrack on all the messages they'd already sent me. At that point, my phone was full of the closest people in my life just being like, it sounds like a very mature decision. Should we smell like eggs? My mum was there. Sounds like she's got Asperger's. Mum, you don't know any of this. You don't know what I mean. So lucky she took me back. So glad we got back together, because honestly, she's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. When we started dating, I had a day job and I was trying to make comedy my full-time thing. I'm very excited to say, now comedy is my full-time thing. I get to do this. Thank you so much. Genuinely. This is my dream, and it's all down to people like you coming to these events. Honestly, this is my dream. And she supported me through that whole process. Not financially, unfortunately. Oh. That would have been so much better than the emotional support I got instead. I know, but she's poor, and when we started dating, I didn't have enough money to treat her, so we were just just going on a lot of walks. Oh, like, romantic in the summer, hard in the winter, man, just holding hands, not for romance, just for circulation. You know what I mean? Yeah. She thinks I love cuddling and showering together. I'm just thinking of those savings. That's wrong. But bless her, to be fair, she's not that kind of girl. She doesn't expect to be treated to fancy dinners or dinner. It's nice, and she always offered to chip in for the meal deal. It's great. That is the kind of girl you whisk away to a lovely trip to Glossop, let me tell you that. I'm so lucky I'm able to do this full time. Generally, this is my dream, but I didn't get to do it for ages. For 7 years, I worked in an office, and I hated it. No, I fucking hated it, man. And look, actually, it wasn't about the people in my office. The people in my office were very friendly. They were really nice. They were supportive. The thing I hated about the office was the being there. This is my issue. I worked out. Had to go back to when I was 5. When I was 5, I was told that if I work hard at school, I'll get into a good uni. And if I work hard at uni, I'll get a great job. And this was my problem. I believed them. So at 5, I told her off to school. I worked really hard. I was a proper nerd. I got excellent results, which I bring up at any opportunity. I went to uni. I worked hard there. And after uni, I got a job. This was it. The prophecy had come true. I walked in there, first day at my office job. I sat down at my desk, opened up my laptop, and I went to him, boss, what do you need me to do? Well, what you got to do is you're going to get emails on this laptop. They're going to tell you to do stuff. You got to do it. And it's never fun. Think there's been a mistake? Yeah, sorry, because I spent my whole life working hard at school and uni because I was promised a great job. Yeah, this is it. Also, your uni called. You owe them £50,000. I was about to fucking kick off. And then he went, oh, and here's your money. And I thought, okay. And that's when I realized that is what the money is for in these corporate office jobs. I used to think they paid you because you were talented or smart. No, they pay you the money to pretend. to pretend that you care about any of it. Do you remember there was a time when we thought all jobs mattered? Hashtag all jobs matter. We're all told we all have to have a job. That's the only way society will work. And then, a couple years ago, we found out about key workers. I guess some people remember, but a lot of people obviously don't remember. So basically, a couple years ago, we found out that society works fine if just the 10% most important people go to work. What are the rest of us doing? What are we, just spare key workers? What's happening here? That's like 10% of the bees making all of the honey and 90% being like, better get these reports in. I worked for 7 years in PR. I still don't know what those letters stand for. But what I do know for a fact is we don't need PR in an apocalypse. That's why they pay you the money, to pretend, to keep turning up, to keep pretending. That's why they pay you money. I was basically an actor. I was an actor in a play which is called The Importance of Being Earners. And every Monday, 9 a.m., that was my curtain call, you know, and I'd have a moment backstage before I went in. This is when you had to go into the office every day. There was no play from home. Every Monday, 9 a.m., before I went into the office, I'd have a moment backstage where I'd be like, oh, fuck's sake. Morning, how's your weekend? Morning, how's your weekend? And you spend the whole week like this, throwing lines out there like, ugh, you know what Wednesdays are like. I don't fucking know what Wednesdays are like. But as long as you keep turning up and performing and replying to emails, and as long as you don't smell, and as long as you don't try and touch anyone up, which people find hard, they'll keep you in the play. It's nice to feel so many people going with him on this one. But I could also feel some of the glares coming from... My job's actually very difficult, right? It's actually very stressful, my job. You have to be quite smart to do my job. Let me tell you a bit. Very difficult, my job. I get very stressful emails. They keep me up at night, those emails, honey. They keep me up. It's very difficult. I don't want to insult anyone in here. I'm not trying to say your job's not difficult. I'm not. I'm just trying to say it doesn't matter. You should never let it stress you out. It just depends how much you want or need the money. You could always quit and do a less stressful job for less money. There you go. I feel a few of you still looking at me like, well, and your job matters, Ali, does it? Renting out a theatre just to tell dick jokes, is that important to society? Fair enough, you know, but all I'll say is, at least clowns have been around for a while. I've never heard of a medieval marketing executive. Never had someone crack out the Bayo tapestry. Who's that? Why, that was the court business development manager. It's all fucking bullshit! But I would never, for one moment, say it's not difficult. Oh my God, it's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. It's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. 5 days a week, every week, to pretend that you care about a spreadsheet. 5 days a week, every fucking week, for the rest of your fucking life to look someone in the eye and know that they're pretending too. And both pretend that you give a shit about the customer experience. It's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. And they make it harder because they check. We check on you. Once or twice a year, you'll have these horrible things called appraisals. This is when your manager brings you in, and this is where they threaten to turn off the money tap. And to be fair, they know you're acting, because in every appraisal I ever had, the first question was always, and how would you rate your performance? And that's where you go, I think I'm performing very well, actually. I've been performing especially well in the last 2 weeks when I realized this appraisal was happening. You gotta give them the bullshit. You can't be honest. You can't be like, if I did any less work, I'd be wanking at my desk. Every time I work from home, I nap at 12 and leave at 4. Because they want the bullshit. They're like, and then they start asking you weird questions like, and where do you want to be in 5 years? So friends, I want to be taking drugs. I want to be making people calm. That's the real me. Oh, fuck yes. Oh. Every fucking time I have a holiday, I'm reminded that I have a soul. And I come back here with even more vengeance and spite for all of you. Where do I want to be in 5 years' time? I want to be there, living. I would love to be a manager. That's what I fucking thought. And look, hey, maybe there'll be some people in here, they like their job. Fair enough. Or maybe you can compartmentalize your life. This is my job, this is the real me. I could never do that. This is the real me. This is my dream. And they can never pay me enough to give up on this dream. And to be fair to them, they never tried. But you know what it's like, the corporates, you'll know. Sometimes you wake up one day and you see it for what it is as well. You wake up and you fucking see it. This is a play, you don't want to be there anymore. You see it, it's all a fabrication. You think, I've only got one life, I need to do something with it. You walk into your office, you see your manager, and you're like, fuck you, I'm a real human, goddammit. And they go, here's some more money. And you go, and feed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God, now, I don't have a job where I have to perform at all. Quit my day job at the end of 2022 to become a full-time comedian. And in 2023, I went up to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. First time ever, full-time comedian. Dream of mine. It was amazing. I was just doing a work in progress show, so it wasn't reviewed, but it completely sold out. It's good you know the context. And in 2023, my girlfriend came up for the whole month. She quit a job at the comedy club because she's ambitious. She wanted more, and she got jobs up in Edinburgh. I was really proud of her. So I was looking forward to it. I was like, oh my God, we're going to get to hang out, have fun, see each other during the month. But it kind of didn't work out like that. She was working really hard. And she was also partying pretty hard as well. I mean, the Irish, blah, 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 blah. But it just meant every day she was doing all these shifts. And then after the shift, she was going out partying, drinking with the people from the shift. She was networking, making new friends, having a great time. And if I ever came to the party with the shift people, she'd never want to talk just to me, or she'd never want to leave with me. She always wanted to hang out with other people as late as possible to the last person left. And it just meant we were never spending any time together. And after about a week of this, I said, are we ever going to have an evening up here, just the two of us? And she went, well, I wouldn't want to spend an evening up here with you and feel like I've wasted it. It's genuinely brilliant loving someone who lives in the moment. Until you are no longer the moment. Now that is a sad line. But it's a cool line, isn't it? Thought that myself. It's horrible watching someone fall out of love with you. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, and I'm not arrogant enough to think I'm the only person in this big room that's had to watch someone fall out of love with them, but I might be the only person in this room that's had to watch someone fall out of love with them while every day they're doing a stand-up comedy show about how great their relationship's going. I could just feel her drifting away from me as she was enjoying this new life and all the opportunities that came with that. A life where the responsibilities of a relationship didn't fit in. And I didn't know what to do. I was delayed puberty boy. I pushed all my feelings down. I was like, oh, you be independent. I'll be independent. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Even though my heart was breaking. I didn't know what to do. I went to hospital. I was like, can someone hold my balls? That helped a lot last time. Eventually it got too much. She wouldn't hang out with me, she was not messaging anymore. And so I had to go into the city to find her so we could have an argument about it. We had an argument in a car park. She turns up and the first thing she says how embarrassing it is that she's had to leave her new friends to come have this chat with me. And that's when I realized this isn't an argument. For her, the argument stopped. Gone is that girl who loved me so much. She made me little business cards and sent them up to me in 2022 at the Edinburgh Fringe so I could hand them out to help with my career. She'd bake me a cake every time I got a new landmark with how many followers I had. She drunk cycled 20 minutes across London to come meet me at my friend's birthday, who on my birthday gave me a shoebox full of such amazing, so sincere gifts that I started crying because I'd never been loved like that by someone before. Gone is that girl who wanted to hang out with me so much, she would go to Glossop. Now, I'm looking at a woman who finds it embarrassing to talk to me for 10 minutes in the same city that a year ago we were saying I love you to each other for the first time. We should never have fucking left Glossop. But I'm determined to have this argument because I really don't understand what's going on. I'm calling her out. I'm saying, what's happening here? I don't get it. You're so cold to me. You're normally such an amazing girlfriend. Up here, it feels like I don't even have a girlfriend anymore. And she looks at me and she goes, you know, Ali, this is going to sound mean, but I haven't thought about you at all since I've been up here. And all I could say was, literally no worries. This was my fear, getting rejected, not based on some version of me. She knew the real me, and she didn't want any of it. And I couldn't understand how things had changed so quickly. I was talking to my friend. I was like, maybe it's a case of right person, wrong time. He goes, I don't know, dude. I think it was the right person. You can always make it the right time. I was like, you shut the fuck up. I just help me steal this giraffe. Jesus Christ. Right, you go down there and grab the neck. I'll stay up here and get the neck. Last week was horrible. She was just getting more and more distant from me. And what made it worse was the thing she was choosing over me was the thing I loved, comedy. That was it. She was enjoying this new comedy life, all the job opportunities that came along with it. She wasn't choosing to hang out with her friends from home. She was just choosing to hang out with other comedians. People that I used to watch on TV when I started comedy and look up to were now getting the joys of hanging out with my amazing, funny, beautiful girlfriend. It was awful. I loved comedy as a child, and it's not mine to own, but it's horrible when that's happening. The only thing worse, if she was a Pokemon trainer. It's nasty when the thing you love is avoiding you. I don't like that. I'm not a cat person. On the last night, I think maybe this was all some sort of fever dream. Maybe she'll want to hang out with me. I message her to ask if we can meet up. She doesn't even message me back. There's no blue ticks now, and there's no blue ticks ever. But we didn't actually break up in Edinburgh, because we couldn't find a time. So we had to schedule a breakup in the calendar. That's who heard about my heartbreak first. Outlook. Breakup. Save. 30-minute reminder. Phone buzzed in my pocket. Who's that? Ah, yes. She arrives in my flat, late. And to be fair to her, the first thing she says is she apologizes for how she treated me that last month, and she really hopes I don't remember her like that. And I say, of course. It's not like I'm going to do a whole show about it. Spoil it on the country and hire out one of London's most impressive theatres to do so. Yeah. They're a spiteful crowd. I love you for it. She also confirms, though, that she's not in love with me anymore. And so we're just having a breakup conversation. Very weird. Breakup argument, I imagine, is like, fuck you, fuck you. Breakup conversation, it's like an exit interview. And where do you want to be in 5 years' time with someone else, I imagine? Yeah. Just asking each other questions. I remember she goes, did your mum ever like me? I was like, oh, no. But to be fair, she finds it hard to relate to new people. It's an autism thing. I ask her what she's going to do after the breakup because I don't know what you do. And she says she's going to go back to Ireland for a couple of weeks to get her head sorted. I'm so jealous. That is so cool, going to Ireland to get over a breakup. That's so romantic. I'm from North London. That's not as cool. She's there skipping stones on the shores of her homeland surrounded by cliffs. I'm just sitting on the tube trying not to cry. She's being held by her mummy. I'm being held at King's Cross to regulate the service. Just holding each other for one last time. There's this embrace. And my head is spinning. I don't know what to say or do. I'm so upset. And then I got a semi. What's wrong with me? Am I just horny for trauma? Is that? But that's what it's like having a penis if you've never had one. It's horrible. You're there, you're emotionally and physically distraught, you're having one of the worst days of your life. Your heart is literally being ripped out your chest, and your dick's just down there like... I think we could be in, bro. She leaves my flat for the last time. And the last thing she says, she looks back at me and she goes, love you. It's a weird thing to react to, though, it is. Because it's hard. If you've ever had it, when someone's hurt you and they say, I love you, it doesn't mean anything. And I appreciate now that what she was trying to do was trying to say something nice, trying to leave on a good note. Maybe she didn't know what to say. That didn't mean anything to me. But to be fair, it was way better than what I said. So the context of this, like most happy, healthy relationships, a lot of our relationship was sharing memes with each other, you know, clips and stuff we like from the internet. And one of the clips we liked was from a show that's no longer on the air anymore called The Undateables. Some people know it, but if you don't know what, it was a dating show for people on the spectrum. My mum would have loved it. And there's a clip that's gone viral many times of a guy on that show getting rejected, and it became a sort of little private joke for us when anything bad happened. So this is what I say for the final time to my first love. I feel like a lot of you aren't appreciating the significance of this moment. Do you remember the last 50 minutes? This is my first love. This is the first person who's ever loved me for me, who's I've ever loved, who's ever got to know me like that. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to end all of this. I'm a comedian. Like, I'll end on a joke. That's what I do. So my first love, she looks back at me with tears in her eyes, and she goes, love you. And I look back at her and go, oh, well. Plenty more fish in the sea. Bang. I made a mental note never to end things like that with anyone. We're not together anymore. I lied to you at the start. I'm actually single, ladies. Yeah. I didn't mean what I said. You're all fit. No, my first love didn't work out. Good. Have you met people whose first love worked out? They're like Mormons. They have no idea. Have y'all tried missionary sex? You have no fucking clue. I don't know what to do after a breakup. I didn't. Deleted the list. Tell you what I did do, I was healthy. I don't know if that was right. I was like, right, I'm going to cut out drinking, I'm going to go to the gym a lot and work on myself. And it was good. I would recommend it. It was actually, I started feeling better quite quickly. I was actually really proud of myself. After a month, I was like, hell yeah, Ali, I think your life's back on track. And then I got a targeted advert on YouTube for joining the army. And that is the algorithm letting you know you're in a demographic called, you're all right, mate. Because you get your own adverts online. It's very specific and accurate to what's going on in your life at the moment. And it's nothing against the army, but if you've ever seen an army advert, it always starts with, got fuck all going on right now. Want to feel the thrill of being a key worker? Don't kill yourself, try killing other people. There was a time when we used to just watch everyone's adverts. I miss those times. I haven't seen a period advert since Obama. I used to love period product adverts, man. I had my favorite period product. I was like, the pad with the wings. That is the one. I was 11, I was like, when I get my period, I'm gonna get the pad with the wings. It's ultra absorbent, guys. The blue liquid, the laminates, bah! And then you go rollerblade and rock climb, you gal pals. Go have that fun weekend. You plan that weekend. Where's my pad with the wings, man? When's my time to fly? Now, I don't know what's going on with periods. I assume periods have been solved. Period. First advert I saw on YouTube after the breakup was for therapy. I didn't even know that was advertised. I was trying to watch this video and this lady popped up, Ali, therapy really helped me. I was like, skip the fucking ad! I'm dealing with it fine, just let me watch this Andrew Tate video in peace. All that extra testosterone coursing through me! Anyone who's had a breakup will know that the thing you can't control is that time passes. The weeks go by, the months go by. Now it's been a year. Eventually the army adverts go away. Now I get gambling adverts. They're like, he won't risk his life, but he might risk his life savings. It's a very universal thing, having a breakup and a heartbreak. That's what I've realized now. Everyone's had a heartbreak, and if you haven't, it's coming for you. And now I can talk about it with my friends and be more empathetic to their heartbreaks. It's actually really nice. It's made me closer with some of my friends. Like I was talking to my friend recently, and she was being open with me. She goes, you know, I mean, to be honest, I'm still not over my ex. I went, but it's your wedding. She's like, I know, it's wild. And the first thing people want to know after a breakup is, are you over it? And I know you guys are looking at me like, well, you're fucking not. Doing a whole show about it. And for 45 minutes, he pretends they're still together. That is so weird. did this show on my tour, and this lady came up straight up to me after the show. She's like, go to therapy. I was like, Jesus Christ, this advert won't leave me alone. But why would I go to therapy when I could just tell you guys for an hour? And here's the best bit, you pay me. I don't know if my ex is ever going to see this show. I send her the recording every time. And she hasn't got back to me yet, but the police have been involved. I think the message is getting through. And look, I should stress as well, this is all just my side of the story. She's going to have her own side, and you'll have to ask her for that. And you can. Her name and number is under all your chairs. Was I the perfect boyfriend? Obviously not. You know, she said I used to gaslight her all the time. Of course she did. She's fucking mental. And I don't know why she fell out of love with me. It's not really my story to tell. It's hers. I don't know, maybe we're at different stages of life. I mean, she was a bit younger than me. She was 16. Did I mention that at the start? No, I'm not one of those comedians. They're way more famous. I guess you're probably thinking, like, why do this whole show about a relationship you're not even in anymore? And I've asked myself that, what am I trying to do? Like, am I trying to get back at her? Am I trying to get back with her? I guess I just wanted to sit in my feelings for once. I thought about our relationship a lot, and I thought a lot about our 2 breakups. Because I know for a fact now that that first breakup was the right thing to do. Because when we had breakup part 2, the revenge, there was no messages where I was like, I love you, you love me, we should get back together. I messaged her saying, thank you so much for the best year and a half of my life. And she messaged back saying, thank you so much for all the memories. You're a huge part of my London life. Now that's tough, knowing you gave your heart to someone who basically views you as Madame Two Swords. But does that make me wish I could go back to that first breakup and just end it there? No, not at all. I'm so happy we had that extra 8 months. I'm so grateful for it all. It was amazing. The times that she flew with me to Poland for my friend's wedding. She didn't know anyone there, and she got involved and had a great time, and it was lovely to me. And the next day we just sat together holding hands, watching a sunset. The times that I was so stressed about comedy and my day job, whether I'd ever make it, and she'd calm me down, she'd buy me a drink, she'd listen, she'd help. Anal, all of it. Two and a half years ago, I was having lunch with a friend talking about a girl I really liked. And my friend asked me, well, would you regret it if you don't ask her out? And I gotta be honest with you, I don't regret a single second. It was amazing. I was very privileged for a year and a half to call this brilliant person my girlfriend. The only thing I regret is the end. I just wish I didn't go out on that stupid joke. Like, I wish she was here so I could maybe like talk to her one last time and actually try and be sincere instead of saying some stupid stuff, you know? Wouldn't have to be dramatic. Thanks for coming. Yeah, just so you know, I'm doing this whole show about us and our relationship. Yeah, I'm English, yeah. Yeah, you never know. No. Yeah, everything's good, yep, yeah, family's good. My sister gave birth recently, which is pretty cool, on 9/11. And worse, twins. My dad's great. The other day, he called a waitress a strumpet. He ain't got long left. I'm not talking about his health. He's just going to jail soon. And my mum, bless her, the other day, she took an autism test. It's not for her, it's for my sister, but still. I guess I just wanted to talk to you because I never got to tell you how grateful I am to have been with you. You were the first person to ever love me, for me. And I gotta be honest, I spent most of my life thinking that would never happen, that it was impossible. And now, when I go out on dates, I don't pretend to be a version of myself. I'm myself, because I know I can be loved for that. And that's fucking cool. I mean, the dates go horribly. And I remember when I was holding you that last time, trying to push down my semi. Just wishing that I could go back for the last year and a half and just cherish every single moment again. And it was only in that moment that I realized I'm never going to be able to do that with life, that life is happening right now. I've been so scared of what's about to happen. I've never enjoyed what's going on. I'm scared of always what the next thing is. I even delayed my own puberty. Always so what. Now when I see my parents, I'm not worried about what's going to happen to them. I hold them, I tell them I love them, I have a good time with them. It's amazing. Now when I'm at my work, this is my job. This is my dream. This is my job, performing comedy. And you're part of the reason I get to do this dream. You're part of the reason I don't work in penguin reflexes anymore, or whatever PR stands for. When I met you, I was just a guy sitting at a desk, longing for the weekends. And you made me realize that life can be weekends if you want it to be. I was always waiting on the next perfect moment, and you showed me that every moment can be perfect, especially if you get to share them with the person you love. The kebabs, the night buses, the cans on the street. Those are the best moments of my life. And look, I don't want to get back with you. I don't love you anymore. Believe me, you need to be over your ex to do this show. But I just want to tell you that I'm happier now because of you. I hope you don't hate me for doing this show. Maybe you even like it. I made sure to put giraffes in it. So I guess I'm just doing all this, all of it, just because I didn't say it at the time. I really want to say it now. Thank you. Oh well. Plenty more fish in the sea.